Hello everybody, Melanie here and welcome back to my channel. I want to start off with a big thank you for all the subscribers, for liking, sharing, commenting on my videos. Thank you for being here, all your support. It really motivates me and encourages me to keep going on with this work. I generally don't like being on camera. Last year was a push for me to put videos onto YouTube. I wanted to reach out to people outside of my local community and such. And this perfectly leads on to what I want to talk about today. I wanted to make a video that was a bit more uplifting than my previous videos. I want to talk about some positive emotions that we can engage in daily that do help with managing trauma. There are some overlooked tools that all of us have access to that have been shown. They have been shown to help you manage PTSD, to help manage and overcome trauma. And this is quite simply by cultivating an attitude of gratitude. What do I mean by this? To be grateful, not just to say thank you, just to say I'm grateful, paying lip service. I mean to actually feel it. What this does when we are authentically just taking a moment to be grateful, what it does, it creates a shift in us energetically. I daily now practice being grateful. For example, I will find times in the day just to be quiet. Say, for example, my lunch. It just takes 20 seconds, maybe even less. I'm sitting in front of the food before I eat it, and I'm just feeling grateful for the animals that have died, for the people who have brought their food onto my plate, for the people who made this all possible, to have money to be able to buy this, to be in a sheltered place, to be able to eat this food safely. And I find that this lifts my spirit. This makes me happy. It's a subtle shift, but it just raises my energy somewhat, puts me in a better mood, and perhaps this is also raising the energy of the food. I don't know, most likely. And this is something that I do every day. And it really, really helps. It helps because it helps put me in a new mood. It helps shift my perspective. When I get caught up in the drama of the world, when I feel like the world is too much, when I'm feeling very anxious, when I feel very frustrated, when I think that it's not going to get better, when I keep practicing being grateful, I start to appreciate that there actually is good in the world, and that lifts my spirits, especially in the line of work that I do. I'm hearing such painful stories of suffering. Practicing being grateful on a daily basis really does help. Another great thing about being grateful is that it reduces stress. It helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So if you're managing CPTSD, PTSD, you know that often we're in like a stressful fight or flight response a lot of the time. And as such, being grateful and practicing it, like I said, only takes like less than a minute to do. It reduces stress. And when it does this, we can breathe deeper again and we get more mental clarity. Absolutely what we need during times of stress to figure this all out. You go onto Google and you type in gratitude overcoming trauma, and there is a plethora of pages, so many pages saying that it does help. It doesn't happen overnight though, and that's the thing. The tools and techniques that you need to overcome trauma, to manage symptoms of PTSD, to help you manage flashbacks, emotional flashbacks, anxiety attacks, these happen over time, and these are daily practices. I repeat, daily practices. There isn't one thing that will just make the pain go away instantly. There is no magic cure. Plant medicine, drugs, yes, they can have a shift straight away, but this is only a temporary fix. I repeat, it's temporary. You can easily get caught up into a state of addiction and getting caught up with this plant medicine. I have seen this happen too much in the New Age community, where people will rely on taking plant medicine, going to one ritual, one ceremony after the other, forever looking for a way to help manage their anxiety. All of us need to create a practice, a daily practice in which we are doing things every day Doing things every day to remind us that we are greater than our suffering. We are more than the labels that we have given ourselves. If we've been victims of narcissistic abuse, if we've dated someone who was so dysfunctional it ruined us as a person, it's up to us now to make the change. Look, I know it's really hard to hear when you've just come out of a really toxic relationship. Someone says, oh, just be grateful and you'll be fine. It's like, no. What are you talking about? How can I possibly be grateful for all this suffering that I've endured? There is something that all of us can be grateful for each day. If you're in a house and you've got food and running water, then you are better off than like 75% of the world's population. Just that in itself. I'm not trying to guilt trip. I'm just helping you see that there's something that we can be grateful for. Even if it's just for the rain today. Looking at the news in Australia, I'm grateful for rain. Something as simple as that. I am grateful that I have clean air to breathe. I am grateful that I can sleep in a safe place. So much that we can be grateful for. And when we keep practicing this, and not just saying it, but actually thinking of it and feeling of the feelings. Think of something that you can be grateful for right now and watch in your body how it lifts my chest. I feel like I can breathe deeper. Sometimes this produces some crying in me. I start to cry. I'm overwhelmed with emotions, and that's okay. Emotions are meant to flow. Let it flow. I find that practicing being grateful on a daily basis really helps manage my emotions. I am not one to say that we should never be feeling bad emotions or negative emotions and only focus on the positive, because that's not real, and I like to keep it real. For example, anger is a territorial emotion, and it tells us when personal space is being encroached, when our needs aren't being met, when we're being attacked. So I'm not saying to ignore any negative emotions, but embrace all emotions and take the time and push yourself to help cultivate more positive emotions. Healing, how I healed, comes from self-forgiveness and making peace with the past. And it can be quite hard to tell someone, just forgive yourself. It's really hard, especially if you have a history in which you were ashamed, in which you were told you were bad, you were wrong. It can be really hard to just, oh, I forgive myself, I forgive others. Doing things like being grateful really help. Another thing that really helps is appreciation. For example, when you're going out for a walk outside and you see something beautiful, perhaps, it's a flower, and you just take a moment to pause and appreciate its beauty. And again, this is something that can lift our spirits. It makes my heart swell. It makes my heart sing to take a moment when I'm going out walking and just appreciate the nature that's around me. The birds in the trees, the wind, the sun, the flowers. There is so much beauty for us to appreciate. One thing you can do, you can use appreciation to help you, is at night before you go to bed or first thing in the morning. Just take a moment to appreciate what you've done today. Okay, what have I done today that I'm proud of, that I'm happy with? It can be the smallest thing. If you're feeling depressed and you manage to get out of bed and brush your teeth, yes, I appreciate that. I actually pushed myself to get out of bed today. Pushed myself to go to work today. My boss was having a massive go at me, and I didn't let it get to me. I could maintain my own sense of calm. Appreciate yourself. Self-appreciation. It's not going to turn you to a full-blown narcissist. If you have severe difficulties in appreciating yourself, if you find it hard to love yourself, then this is a muscle that you need to strengthen. So just take some time in the morning and at night just to have an analysis of the day, or what you could have done better and what you did well. This really helps. You'll get there. Might not happen tomorrow, might not happen the next day, but what this does is if we can get more into our bodies when we do this, if you can really feel in your body how you feel when you're being grateful, pay attention to not only your body, but how it feels when you're letting this feeling of gratitude and appreciation, when it develops in you. What thoughts does this produce? What feelings is this evoking in you? And you'll notice every day when you drop into your body, when you do this, that there are subtle changes. Subtle changes that over time build up, and you will see that you are not the person who you used to be in the past. I would say for me that the biggest impact that practicing being grateful had for me was that it made the world a better place for me to live in. I felt that in the past, I used to think that I couldn't be in this world. I was very much on the outside, being an observer. I thought the world was too messed up to participate in. I felt like I couldn't relate to people. And by being grateful for just the smallest things and practicing being grateful every day makes the world easier to be in, gives me faith in myself, builds up my resilience of being here in this world. I want to end by quoting Dr. James Gordon. He's a psychiatrist from Harvard. He specializes in trauma work, and he says that trauma is a human experience. It's not anomalous pathology. Most of us, if not all of us, experience trauma at some point in our lives. In Buddhism, they say the world is suffering. All of us experience suffering in our lives. And as such, it's up to us now to help bring us out of this fog of despair and of anxiety. All of us need to be practicing. And simple tools, breath work, meditation, going outside and being appreciative, developing gratitude. These are all just tips that have helped me. And I'd like to hear from you. What helps you? Please write in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as always, if you resonate and you need some help coming out of a difficult situation, if you need some help managing your trauma, if you come out of a relationship and this is all quite hard to hear, maybe you deep down you resonate, but you're finding it difficult to implement this into your life, don't be shy. Send me an email. My email is melanieprsvp@gmail.com. Going to leave it here. Have a lovely day and bye-bye for now.